to show you on Form 4 SPM, Form 4 Chapter 4 Simultaneous Equation. Now this chapter, what it does actually is continuation from the previous chapter on quadratic equation, but now the concept would be if you were to have two equations, one would be a non-linear equation, maybe a quadratic equation, maybe it's a quadratic equation, and the second equation is a linear equation perhaps. If the two equations, maybe this is a linear ax plus by plus c, 0, and I have this labeled as a quadratic equation, a non-linear, maybe a squared plus c equals 0. Okay, the power 2 therefore is non-linear. Non-linear. Either one or both. Now, what it does is simultaneous equation is when these two curves join together, there are some places that intersect with each other, here and here. So this chapter we're going to find out what is this coordinate. When x is my x1, what is my y value, and the second value, x2, what would be the value here, y2. So this is the concept of simultaneous equation. They join together, meaning they are going to have a common x value or a common y value. I define this as a non-linear. This is a non-linear. Where this is a linear equation. Now, this question will come out in paper 2, Form 4, SPM, paper 2. First question, a 5-mark question, a must-do question. Let me give an example how I'm going to solve this. Say you were given a question, one of the past year, where solve this simultaneous equation, 5 marks equals to 1, and y squared minus 10 equals to 2x. There are two methods to solve it. One is called the substitution method. Which is the most versatile. You get to use this the most. Or another method is called elimination method. Elimination method is quite limited to a certain question where you have a common term, then you cancel off one of them and then you solve it. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you an elimination method for this question. Then eventually you will know another example will be on a substitution method. For elimination method, first I rewrite the equation to be x plus half of y equals to 1. I'm going to use elimination method. So by looking at the two equations, you find that the x and x is common. You can be made common. Y is squared, you can't do it. So this is 2x. This is only x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label the first equation as 1, where the second equation I rearrange them, or I rearrange it later. Y squared minus 10 equals to 2x. I label a second equation. This is the non-linear equation. What I want to do is I times equation 1, I times it with 2, so that I'll get 2x to eliminate off one of the unknown. An equation with two unknown, you can't solve it. So I need to reduce this into y term. So how am I going to do that? That will be equals to, I bring it over times 2, so it will be y. So it will be 2x plus y equals to 2. Now I rearrange them, it turns out to be y minus 2 equals to negative 2x. Right? I will name this as my third equation. Now if you realize what happened here is, in your second equation, here is a 2x, and now here is the 2x. So what I'm going to do next would be, I plus them, I sum them. Equation 2 plus 3. If I sum them, I'm going to eliminate the 2x. 2x plus minus 2x is 2x, you get 0. Therefore, the equation will turn out to be y squared plus y minus 10 minus 2 negative 12 equals to 0. This is a quadratic equation. You may easily get the factor by factorization. First of all, get 2 brackets. I've shown the method in chapter 2. The first term will be the y, positive y, positive y. In order to get negative 12, it will be either 1 times 12, 2 times 6, or 3 times 4. But the sum has to be 1, so therefore I know it will be either 4 and 3. 4 and 3. 4 and 3 in 12. In order to get positive y, but the product is negative, so I would say this could be my positive 4, negative 3. And then you'll get my answer to be, therefore, my y, can I write here, therefore, my y will be equals to 3, or y is negative 4. You may use your calculator to get these two values, to get the answer, 3 and negative 4. Well, next, once you get to know what is y, you substitute into the linear equation. It's a linear equation. It is either equation 1 or, no, I think it's only equation 1. It's a linear equation. So if you substitute, so if you substitute into that, it turns out to be when y is equals to 3 from my equation 1. So therefore, my x will be equals to 1 minus half of 3. That would be equals to 2 negative half. When y is equals to 4, x would therefore be equals to, no, when y is equals to negative 4, sorry, that would be 1 subtract half negative 4 equals to 4 equals to 3. Therefore, the solution when x is equals to 1, when x equals to 3, y is negative 4, whilst x is negative half, y is 3. So this answer I obtained by using substitution elimination method. Oh, sorry. Using elimination method, you may use substitution method, meaning I substitute what is 2x into the equation, I get the answer. I'm going to show you on what is substitution method in the following example. Example number 2. We will make use of substitution method. We will use substitution method. You are asked to solve the equation, simultaneous equation, x minus 2y is equal to 7, and then xy minus x equals to 9y. In order to solve this simultaneous equation, first, when you came across with this kind of question, you analyze them, you look for what would have in common or what would have in difference, either one. Here, that will be rather hard to eliminate the x, because you have x and x here, you can't eliminate them. Eliminate method doesn't work, so substitution. You substitute the simpler one into the complicated one. This is the complicated one. So what we'll do is substitute x into all the x here. Well, let me show you how to do that. To start out with, in your working, you want to copy the equation 2y equals to 1. This is my first equation, and then x would therefore be 7 plus 2y. This is my second equation. Then the second given question in the question, 9y, and this is my third equation. Second equation is I derive from here. I find out what is x, express x in terms of y, so that I will be able to substitute them. Then with that, substitute 2 into equation 3, and then it will turn out to be 7 plus 2y times y minus 7 plus 2y. It's important to use of bracket here. Be sure you make a bracket, because the sign later you need to times it in. Bracket is important. Equals to 9y. Unlike in form 3 or in your lower form, it doesn't need to use bracket, but now bracket becomes important. So what you do is you times it in. Maybe it's still hard now, maybe you're still not used to it. If you're from 4, you times it in, the sign in the front you times it in, this is what you need to times it in. Eventually rearrange them, it will become 2y squared minus 4y plus 7 equals 0. I have a working with it already. If you are reading this, you should try get a piece of paper and try to times it in and see if you get the same answer. I have a working paper with me over here, so I know the answer. I didn't show you much working out here because I worked out earlier. Now, this equation, you can't use factorization because the 7 is rather hard. 1 and 7, you get 2. It's very hard to use factorization. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the equation. So let me copy this equation. equation to the next page. That I have 2 y squared minus 4y minus 7 is equal to 0. It's rather hard to do this. To factorization, I'm going to use the equation of x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Right? You may use your scientific calculator, key in, set up this equation, and then all you need to do is to key in the ABC value. Okay? Look for your calculator, menu for calculator. You need to know how to use this function. It will become very, very easy. Sometimes later, you doesn't need to key in every number. You just need to change the unknown. You get the answer. Now, for this case, here, if you are new to here, you need to go through my chapter 3 and 2, chapter 2, to be specific. General equation would be ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0 for quadratic equation, general quadratic equation, where here my x is my y. So therefore, my y is equal to negative 4 plus or minus square root of b squared is minus 4 squared minus 4ac. That's what I mentioned earlier. Bracket is important over here. Over 2a. Don't forget 2a is positive. Put in the calculator. You should get, this is negative and positive, plus or minus. You get 72 square root over 4. You solve this, therefore my y could be equals to 3.14, or y is equals to, you use the negative, it will be negative 1.12. If you get these two values, all you need to do next is always remember you substitute into the linear equation. Okay? You substitute into the linear equation. You do not use the quadratic equation. Use the linear equation. Maybe 1. Here, sub into equation 1. Let me check back equation 1. Yes. Oh, no. Equation 2. This is a general form, simpler form for linear equation. Let me erase it. Equation 2. Make sure you are consistent in work, whereby x is equal to 7 plus 2y. When y is equal to 3.14, my x would therefore be, put in your calculator, straight away you should get the answer to be 13.24. You should have your working. Maybe I show you the working. 7 plus 2 times 3.14. So therefore my x would be equals to 13.24. Then when y is equals to negative 1.12, my x would therefore be 7 plus 2 times negative 1.12. The x turns out to be 4.76. So therefore, when x is 4.6, my y is negative 1.12. While when my x is 13.24, my y is equals to 3.14, the two coordinate. So this is what it means by a simultaneous equation, to look for the two coordinate when the two equations intersect with each other. And two method is called the substitution method and elimination method. Okay, so show you here, these are the two, oops, this is the previous page. So this is what it means, the two equation. When x is what number, what is y? When x2, the second value for x, is another number, then correspond to another y value. So that's all for this time. I hope you get benefit from my videos that I've uploaded over to my YouTube channel. Do share with friends, because the main intention is to help people. That's how I help you. With that, I hope you will like my video. Press on the thumb up button to like my video. Most important thing is you watch it later, you practice on this. 40 questions, 30 questions, 40 questions over 2 weeks time, 1 week time. It's up to you, but you need to practice, because practice makes perfect. It's true in maths, you just can't watch my video and you thought you are good with it. It doesn't work that way. You need to really practice. At least minimum, at least to have 20 questions. 20 questions before you proceed to my next video. I really want to help you. So listen to my advice. I've been giving tuition to many students. 20 questions is the minimum you should do over a week. To get an A in SPM for maths is not a dream, but it is something that you could achieve. With that, I thank you. Hope you will watch my video again. Goodbye.